Aloha and welcome to Wisdom Dialogues with Hope Johnson. Hooray! Coming to you from Hawaiian beaches on the beautiful big island of Hawaii. Today we're having a pretty massive storm. Pretty good. It's pretty dark around here and really wet. That's why I'm in this sweet little room today. Hi, my love. It looks like Braun is joining us.
Northwest.
Wisdom Dialogues.
Hello. How everyone?
Yay.
Is it in the spot?
For the moment.
The rainy moment. The rainy moment.
So anytime there's a question, what should I do? What should I do? You can know right away that question, what should I do, is an attempt to identify you as a doer. Even if there seems to be an apparent choice to be made, it'll be made automatically. Okay? It's not about what you do. Any of it is not about what you do. It's always how you see yourself, how you perceive yourself. If you perceive yourself as if you're responsible for making choices in the world, then you're setting yourself up for failure. That's a setup for failure.
Failure.
Making the wrong choice. And that's why the question, what should I do?
What?
As if it means something. If it's meaningful. It's not that the question is bad. It's not like you shouldn't be thinking that question. It's just that you don't have to entertain it. That even that question, what should I do? That's working itself out. It's playing itself out. As you allow more relaxation in your body's energy field, the choices that you make resonate accordingly. The choices in the world that you apparently make, they're made automatically and they resonate according to your body's energy field. So the key is always in allowing yourself to be uplifted, because out of that, you could say the most joyful choices will be made through you. But it doesn't matter which one is made, because whether it's a joyful or a painful choice is all a projection of your imagination anyways. And if the choice turns out to be painful, it's only because of belief. It's only because of belief. I remember hearing, and it stuck with me, it was Abraham Hicks who said, make a choice and make it right. Not that you really make a choice, but whatever choice apparently is made, you choose. You choose if it's a problem. You choose whether to make it a problem. That's where the choice is. If you question the choice that was made or try to analyze the choice that was made, you give it this kind of weight, this kind of importance. It's like you're looking for a problem. Every choice that you apparently make is magic. It's magical. It's magical. It's leading to exactly the experiences, exactly the perceptions that you are looking for, based on the resonance of the thoughts you're pursuing or not pursuing. See, whenever they're let go, which is basically a relaxation, so like, oh, fighting, I got to let go of it. Recognizing that it's meaningless, it lets go immediately. And you can rest assured that all of your thoughts are meaningless. So anything that feels upsetting, let's say, anything that feels upsetting, it's letting you know that your meaningless thoughts are also defiling you, are also making you into something that's limited, making you into something that's less than what you are. That's how you know, that's the signal. Upset, nervous, afraid. And you know what? It's okay. It's totally okay. In the acknowledging of it, you're allowed to get the full feeling effect of it. The feeling, the upset, the uncomfort isn't really uncomfortable. I mean, all of those feelings of upset, they're really like excitement in disguise. So when you're allowed to get the full feeling expression in your body's energy field, then your mind learns that that's not threatening. Whatever thought that was going against you, that was saying that you were limited or questioning a choice that you made, did I get that right? It's just meaningless. And it feels heavy. The idea that you have to pull back, that idea that you have to pull back. No, that's too much. That's too kind. That's too kind. You can't give that much to them. They don't deserve that. See, everyone is you. So whatever you feel that you deserve, that's what you're able to offer. Whatever goodness you feel that you deserve, that's what you're able to offer. Okay? And any kind of trespass that you perceive anyone to have done to you, any sort of wrong that you perceive anyone to have done to you, that is a demonstration of the wrong that you think you've done. See, it's a subconscious belief, and what I mean by subconscious is it's body consciousness. The body itself is made up of false belief. So it's body consciousness saying that that body over there is separate and this body over here is separate, and that one can do something to me, and that thing really happened. Or I did something to myself. That's another one. I've heard someone say recently to me that they were too carefree with money and it really hurt them. They were too carefree with money and it really hurt them. And that sounds like a responsible thing to say to a lot of people. A lot of people, that sounds like, oh, it's a responsible idea to have. If you spend too much money, it could really hurt you. What's spending money, though? What is doing that? See, the choice you have, the decision that you have to make is whether or not something is threatening you, something in the world threatened you. If you choose to believe that something in the world did threaten you, like for instance, the idea that you spent too much money, taking that as if it's true. It's saying again that you're a doer. It's saying again that you're responsible for choices in the world. If you choose to believe that, then you're setting yourself up for failure. That's the perception, not that failure is real, not that it's possible, not that it's really possible. See, the mind made, if the idea that I was in poverty because I spent too much money, if that idea is taken as true, then you can't see the real reason that you're perceiving yourself like that. That'll remain hidden from you. It's like throwing a veil up. It's like I know what got me here, and it's something out there in the world. And it's nothing like that at all. The perception that you're having is projected from you. There's no cause and effect like that. The whole idea of cause and effect is set up to promote this guilty idea. I mean, if you have cause and effect, obviously, if you have cause and effect, there's going to be guilty projections. That's perfect for the ego. It's my fault, I did this, or it's their fault, they did this to me, or it's the government, for instance. The self-projection, it's saying what you subconsciously, body consciousness, believe yourself to be, which is perfect, whatever it is you believe yourself to be. And you have the opportunity to see through anything that denies the truth about you. And when you're all done, when it's all clear, all done, everything's clear, no more beliefs to see through, there's no perceiving in separation. There's no perceiving, bless you. There's no perceiving the world as it's perceived on this plane, as in separate bodies. You have to fly somewhere in a plane to get somewhere instead of just bouncing over there. Apparently separate minds, not able to communicate without some sort of expression, either with sound or technology or charades. As long as there's a perception of a world of separation, there's more to be revealed. There's always more to be revealed. I was sharing with my friends yesterday that even the perception of any kind of sickness, it's not like someone is actually sick. That's not right. It's a misperception. And the thing about sickness is it's being made real left and right. Oh, he's sick. That's why he can't do this. That's just the way we express it. That's an easy way to get out of stuff too. Oh, I'm sick. No, I can't go. I'm sick. It's all a subconscious thing. It's all a subconscious movement, body consciousness. And what I found was when I admit that it's coming from my mind and I won't buy in, I refuse to buy into the idea that this body did this, or somehow something else caused this to happen to the body, say in its case of an injury or something like that, a bacteria, a virus, anything like that. Oh, it's because of this. Yes, I caught this thing. Then you can't see what really caused it. That's the whole thing. That's the whole reason for the illusion. That's the whole reason for the veils coming up. So you don't see. You don't want to see. That's the thing. So, you could start with admitting, I I don't really want to see. That's why I'm saying it's because of this. They did it wrong to me. I've heard a person gave me a massage that hurt me. When there's a willingness to say, no, I know that's not true, even though it seems like it, then it can be felt. Then the feeling sensation, because even that idea, every single time you have the idea, oh, that person's sick, I'm sick, I'm injured, I'm threatened by this kind of sickness, that is projected from a feeling that's sensed in the body. The body is the body is like a symbol of the subconscious mind, meaning a lot of beliefs that are just hardwired in place. You don't really have to think about them. They're just automatically believe. So they come up, they bubble up to the surface. They bubble up in different forms. But they always bubble up. They bubble up as a feeling. They bubble up as a sensation. It's a sensation that's more prevalent in the body now, and that's why you could be aware of the thought that's with it. So any thought that says something limited, there is a feeling vibration that's coming off of, and if you're with that feeling vibration, that's how the mind learns. That's how the mind learns what really serves you. That these things aren't really threats, like these threats are just being made up. And in that way, you might see some things occur that are miraculous. You can call it miraculous, because all of a sudden you see what caused it. You might even see a manifestation of instant change. You might even notice a manifestation of instant change. When I first recognized this, I found myself cruising around Hilo, and all of a sudden a really sick feeling came over me. Really sick feeling. And the first thought was, oh my gosh, I'm going down. Here it comes. Like I've had this experience before. When I feel like this, then it equals this. But then I remembered that insight, and I go, wait a minute, no, that's not it. That's not really real. That feeling is a hallucination. It's not really true. Then the next moment, there's nothing. There's nothing there, it just passed right along with the thought. And nothing else seemed to manifest from it, that, like in the way of another symptom or something like that. That doesn't mean I might not perceive myself sick, and I'm not afraid of perceiving myself sick. It doesn't have to go like that every time. But if I have the perception of myself or anyone else sick, I know that's my misperception. It's not actually true. So then I'm not actively pursuing the idea that sickness is real. Even if the particular form of sickness that's presenting itself is being taken care of, so to speak, that's all part of the play. It doesn't mean to adopt a concept of denial or something like that. Or resistance, trying not to get sick. It doesn't matter what perception you have. It doesn't matter what perception you have, because every perception is for the same purpose. And if you ask yourself, what is this perception for? What is it really for? It'll be revealed. In listening like this, in listening for the answer, it's a different kind of listening than, listening to the ego, because the ego thoughts are really loud and kind of anxious, sometimes very anxious, sometimes mildly anxious, but always at some point, some kind of anxiety there. And your spirit will never tell you what to do or what not to do in the world. It's not a question like that. It's never a question like that. That's the question that most people are asking, though. They're asking how to get something in the world or how to do something in the world to spirit, which does not recognize this world. And thank goodness. No hatred, no fear, no separation enters the real world. That's only for projections. That's like, you could say it's like each of our little world. The demonstration of each of us trying to be separate from reality. Each subjective interpretation, each subjective perception. And the only route, you could say, back to what's true, or in other words, to restoring your mind to peace, is by your choice. It's a decision that you make. It's a decision that you make that you're not going to uphold illusions. You're willing to observe the truth even though it looks and feels as if the truth is impossible. Even as it looks and feels as if threats are real. And that's always right now. And watching what is occurring, and watching what's occurring not as an object in the perception, but in watching what is occurring in your body's energy field, the energetic interactions between yourself and everything else. You could say yourself and yourself. Because everything on the material plane is your projection, including your own body and including your own body's energy field. Even your body's energy field is a hallucination. And it's a hallucination projected by your mind. It's the first manifestation of thought. It's the base manifestation of thought, your body's energy field. And out of that, everything that you can perceive. Everything that can be perceived. And the only way to get a sense of what's being projected through your body's energy field is to not be pursuing thoughts. Not be pursuing thoughts. So, you can't get this wrong. You can't get it wrong. Thoughts are always occurring to you. They're always occurring to you. You choose whether to make them more, whether to give them power, whether to give them life. Thought projections. Every thought is a thought projection. And that's always true in the dream, within an illusion of separation, that every thought is a projection. Not in reality. Not in reality. It's not a projection because it's not projected outside of reality. It's just part of reality. It doesn't include any sense of separation. It's not coming from a sense of separation. It's only that sense of separation that makes perception and thought projection possible. The thought projection is an attempt to escape the guilt you feel. It's an attempt to escape the guilt you feel for thinking that you have separated yourself. And see, the thinking that you have separated yourself, that's a subconscious thought. Whether you know that or not, you could say your body knows it, or more specifically, your body's mind knows it. The subconscious mind, your body's mind knows it. And that's why you can have perceptions. And that's why perceptions are full of chaos, confusion. And they seem to trigger anxiety, fear, those kinds of things. Love, even, special love. Not real love. Real love isn't triggered like that. Real love isn't for a particular person alone, as in separate. It doesn't take a body and make expectations for it. It doesn't get defensive when another body seems to be threatening. It doesn't get defensive. That means even if the body seems to be doing some kung fu fighting in defense, your spirit, who you truly are, never gets defensive. You can stay there. Because anything that is occurring to you, it doesn't matter what it is, whether it's another person or a situation or a circumstance or anything like that, anything that's occurring to you is totally coming in love. It's not one bit threatening. If you decide it's threatening, though, if you decide anything is threatening, a different quality of vibration, a certain quality of vibration emanates from your body's energy field, basically instructing consciousness to show you evidence that you're right, that the world really is threatening, that it really is threatening. And I've seen people have the kind of experience where they'll go, okay, I believe it. It's really okay. I'm carefree now. I'm this and that, and then all of a sudden they'll perceive a threat and go, oh, I must have been wrong. I must have been mistaken. There really are threats. I need to protect myself. Well, here's the thing. It's up to you to deny the evidence. The evidence that's being presented to you is evidence of what's already believed. So you don't just go, okay, I believe it, nothing's a threat. Boom. Well, that's a good start. And then threatening things are going to present themselves to you, and it's up to you to claim the truth, which basically entails denying the evidence, denying truth to what you know is untrue. If you already decided and you feel convicted in your heart that nothing is a threat because it's all coming from you, then when you perceive a threat, your only function can possibly be to deny that threat has any power. And that's basically claiming the truth. And in denying that threat has any power, in the illusion, it's like that power comes back to you. Because in an illusion, you can give your power away to objects within it. You can give your power away to a particular body, for instance. Dependency is one. Regret, maybe. I sure regret meeting that person. That's another one. Or even that person's just terrible. It's so funny because that's just like a normal way of communicating, it seems like. It's so good because it's all a self-reflection, and you'll notice that as you recognize whenever you're talking about someone that you're really talking about yourself. First, you'll notice how really mean you are to yourself. Getting picky, but pointing out everything that they do wrong. Maybe they're stupid. Oh, they're such a jackass. That used to be my thing. What a jackass. When you recognize it's all about yourself, it's funny how the thoughts that come to you get kinder and kinder. They're kinder and kinder. And you know what's funny about the kind thought? There's not this temptation to pursue them. They don't trigger the resistance. When something triggers the resistance, that's where the temptation is to pursue it. Oh, unkindness. I got to pursue that. I got to work it out. Got to work it out so I feel better. I got to find out what's wrong. So those seem to be more like hooks. Kind thoughts, like a kind thought comes, oh, thank you, and it passes. But an unkind thought comes and it's like, oh, I got to work that out. You don't. But if you don't recognize what it is, you will be pursuing it, as in making more of it. Making more of it. Because once you make it meaningful, then you get more thoughts that give more meaning to that thought. And then making those meaningful. And then as soon as you recognize that that's a thought train that's run wild, it's gone. Or it's close to being gone. Because once you recognize that it's a thought train running wild, then you can't avoid the feeling. Then you're just feeling it. Then your mind is learning that it isn't really a threat. It's just some form of information. It's not really threatening. And it doesn't matter what the perception is. It's just really not a threat to you. In fact, you might say that you are a threat to it. You are a threat to the whole world. The world of perception. Because you can undo the world of perception, and will. That's the thing, you will. It's already done. Everything that you perceive needs your attention to be that. It's like a game that we like to play. Some people play the chemtrail games. Chemtrail game. Constantly repeating the story about how the chemtrails are doing this thing and making all these problems. Or it might be something else. There's so many that can be a person's thing, and then to other people it's not even relevant. And that becomes part of the personality. That personality is against this. Oh yeah, they know a lot about that and they're against it. So it's not a problem being against anything. It's not a problem being against anything. It's just going to work itself out quicker. If that's what you're into, it's not that it's a problem if you want to keep it around either. But it's going to work itself out quicker if you just Recognize what it is. Recognize it as a mental pattern and not as anything else, not as anything that's occurring in the world. Okay, that's just a mental pattern. Even this attraction to this, pursuing this thought, being in resistance, this is a mental pattern playing out. Want it to be real. I want this to be real, but it's not real. It's really about myself. I've seen amazing things occur from that. When projections start happening about how wronged I am or how wrong I am even. The manifestation will move to feedback, basically give feedback of how I've taken that, how I've taken that perception, how I took that in. That idea of being harmed by someone or held back by someone or unsupported by someone. See? I will be relentless. I'll be like, no way, that's about me. I'm projecting that. No way. That's totally about me. And as there's that recognition that it's about me, more and more the intensity of the feeling in the body's energy field is allowed. And if I go back into projection, if I find myself going back into projecting, it's just that I got scared. It's just that I got scared of the intensity of the feeling. Going back into projecting and making the thing about another person or even about myself is just because I'm afraid of getting that intensity of the feeling. It's intense. It's only intense because of fear. It's like a defense system built up. Beneath that layer of intensity is the excitement that I spoke about. Even it's a calm excitement too. Excitement isn't really the word for it. It's like excitement. It's calm. It's peaceful. It's like, and you know, here's another thing about any kind of upset feeling. It's always demonstrating some sort of birthing in the mind, like something's going to change. There's a change underway, which is wonderful. It's wonderful. Now, a change may not manifest or may manifest in a painful way if there's resistance. But if there's no resistance to it, then there's not going to be any possibility of it manifesting in a painful way. So you're totally protected. You're totally protected by love. And it's only denial of love that leaves you in the idea of unprotection, idea that there's a threat. And the idea that there's a threat, it's just showing you evidence that your idea is true because that's what you want. That's what this whole illusion is all about. It's all about making your ideas true. I like to use the word, it looks like. It looks like this. You know, not trying to make it, it is this because I perceive it's this. All we can perceive is untruth. So since we're dreaming, it looks like this. No one's really doing anything. Nothing really is what it seems. No one knows what anything is for because it has no meaning. It has no meaning. It's the ego's thought that has you thinking you know what it is. You know what something is. I know it's that. It's not. You know it's that. I know what it's for. Okay, maybe I think I know what it's for. Maybe I think I know what it's for, but underneath the thought, everything, everything that can be perceived is for restoring your mind to peace and nothing else. And we're together in this. We're all together in this as one, restoring our mind to peace. Nothing that we perceive, no body that we perceive is for anything else. Even if you take a trip to the grocery store, you're not really there to buy groceries. You don't have to accomplish buying groceries. That's not necessary. Nothing has to go a certain way. If your mind is focused in a way that this is what it's for, I'm here to buy groceries. That's what I'm here for. Then you're not going to see the possibilities. You're not going to see the opportunities for healing. And when I say healing, I mean restoring the mind to perfect peace. That's what every interaction is for. Even interactions with inanimate objects. It's all for restoring the mind to peace, not for anything else. So this allows your mind to stay in an open space that you can sense in the body. Remember, the body is a projection of the subconscious mind. So what you're sensing in the body, you could say you're sensing the subconscious mind. The first projection. Body's energy field. It gives a sense of openness. It gives a sense of space. More information can be received, more opportunities for basically playing out your function or can be revealed. Because you're in a mind state where you're welcoming all the energies. That's all that's going on is energies are passing. You know, at the base level, energies are passing. The projection, it's not made of anything. Okay? It's like even the scientific community knows it and now is saying it, that the world is a hallucination made in the brain, which the brain is also projected from the mind. So that's symbolic. Symbol. What they say in that realm of science is that the brain is making predictions based on biology, what's being sensed in the biological field, cells, whatever they call all the things that perceive, and sending that information to the brain, where the brain is making predictions based on that, and then through those predictions, it sounds very mathematical to me, forms a world, forms a body and a world, which is just one hallucination. It's not a separate thing. So with that being the reality of the illusion, even, that's the reality of the illusion now. What's stopping anyone from seeing through it? Fear. Fear. Those intense feelings, it makes this sense that you need to run away from it. And those intense feelings are only erected to keep love hidden from you. It's made so fearful because it dissolves the ego. It means ego death. That's why these feelings are so intense. Don't go there. Don't learn that. Don't discover that that's meaningless and you really never left reality. Because when it's fully recognized that you really never left reality, reality dawns on you. There's no more world of separation for you. And you're happy about it. At that point, you're happy about it. Sometimes people hear me say that and they're like, oh no, this is good. I don't want to lose the world. I don't want to lose this world, this separation. Oh, it's so beautiful. I've made it so beautiful. Look at it. And that's just because of layers of forgetfulness of what the real world is. This world doesn't compare. And whatever you've made beautiful in this world, it's going to die. It's going to fade and die. Apparently. Not that death is real, but the illusion isn't real either. So, the death that occurs in it, of course, isn't real, but it occurs to you. Will occur to you death. Doesn't mean that anything really dies. Of course, that's a denial of what's true. There's no dying in reality. That's another way you know you're perceiving an illusion. Death, aging, even having to go to the bathroom, washing yourself. Nothing gets dirty. You don't have to pay for anything. And by pay, I don't necessarily mean money. I mean, that's included too. But there's this idea in this illusion that nothing comes for free. Nothing comes to you for free. And deep down, or maybe you know this right on the surface, you're resentful about that. Because that also denies what's true. Everything is given you for nothing. This idea that you have to work for it, that you have to go out and get it, that you have to earn it in any way, shape, or form. It's a denial of what's really true. So how do you resolve that? It's the same. Deny the evidence. Get the feeling effect. Get the feeling effect of that. Get the feeling effect of the idea that you have to earn something. You can't just deny it like you're fighting with it. That doesn't work. Take it right now, the idea that you have to earn something. Notice what sense that is in your body's energy field. Get that feeling. It's an untrue thought. Everything is given you. Your perception, even in the illusion, everything is given you. Everything is always given you. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to save up for it. You don't have to do anything for it. The doing that you perceive yourself doing is also a projection of the mind. The idea that you have to do something to get something is making the projection as if it's so. Remember I said that whatever you believe, that's what you're telling consciousness to show you evidence of. It's like, show me evidence that I must earn my keep in this world. Show me evidence of that. And consciousness will oblige. You'll perceive people who are close to you having expectations of you. If you perceive people close to you having expectations of you, that's you. It's you. They're just stating your expectations of yourself. So you can either take that as if it's real and they're really expecting something of you. Get that. They're not really expecting anything of you, even if they think they are. They're reading your script. You wanted them to say it. And as soon as you recognize that you wanted them to say it, they're reading your script, it gets flipped. It's like, oh, I said that to myself for this feeling right now. Okay, get the feeling sensation. Once you get the feeling sensation enough times, when you hear something that gets that same kind of feeling sensation, you will laugh. You will laugh. Because from getting the feeling sensation, especially over time, that's all that the illusion of time is made for. getting the feeling sensation over time, you become attuned to the fact, vibrationally attuned to the fact that everything is given you. And then you don't feel that kind of pressure, anxiety that you have to earn your keep. Make sure that you're going to still get to eat. Make sure you're still going to get to do your hobbies. Instead, you are allowing yourself, or you could say you're allowing consciousness to, through you, to do whatever it is that's exciting for you. You're allowing consciousness to move you in a way that's exciting and joyful for you. You know, if you have to earn your keep, if that's your idea that you have to earn your keep, then you are commanding consciousness to move through you as if you're someone who has to earn your keep. See? Your mind, it's your mind that needs to be changed here. But you can't change your mind like that. Because it's a subconscious belief. And as a subconscious belief, it's going to manifest, it's going to continue to manifest in forms until you felt the intensity of it. Till you felt through all the intensity of it. Through feeling through that intensity, the mind is learning that there's no problem, that this really isn't even true. It's only being upheld by those intense feelings. Without those intense feelings, it has no power whatsoever. So that what people will tend to do when they first hear something like this is go, oh, okay, oh, good, oh, all right, I'll just won't do anything then. And then the ego can be really tricky too. It can make you have the perception that you're, or let's say the ego can lead you into the perception. Say it like that, because the perception, it's all from your mind. Even the ego can lead you into the perception that you really are the doer, that you really are the one doing it. And then you can also be led into the perception that, oh yeah, it is real easy. Everything is really just flowing to me. And that's what you're perceiving for a little while. And you think you've got it. And then it comes again. So it's like always there being a readiness, a willingness to be with whatever it is that arises instead of pursuing it down a thought train and making it heavy on yourself. So hooray, everyone. If anyone would like to speak with me, please raise your hand. Or if you'd like to write me a question, please do so. Aw, yay, I love you. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. All right, if there's no questions, I don't sense that there's anything else to share at the moment. So unless someone raises their hand within the next few minutes, I will be signing off. Thank you. I'll be back again next Tuesday at 3 p.m. Also, I have a book coming up. It's called Unschooling for Parents. Super exciting. I'm thinking it might be about a month to a month and a half. I'm going to record an audiobook. And then after that, it can be published. We'll see how long that takes. And I'm starting a new website called hopejohnson.org. That's where the books are going to be, because there's more than one. There's actually more than one, and there's 2 more that are pretty much written and just need to be massaged a little bit. So I'm having a website done, my author website. It's going to be hopejohnson.org. It's also coming soon. For now, you can see all my videos at wisdomdialogues.org, which actually takes you to YouTube. And yay, you can join this webinar live with me. You could get the invitation. Probably the easiest way to get the invitation is either email me, hope@miraclebotanicals.com. That's miraclebotanicals.com. Or you can join the group, Facebook.com/groups/Wisdom Dialogues if you like to be invited that way. And yay, that's all I have for you. Thank you so much. What are the other 2 books about? Well, so far, one of the books is called The Big Book of Hope. And that book has everything that I wrote down from August 2014, which was after I finished the Vipassana retreat, where there was some amazing insights to be had, through, I think, September or October of 2018. So through after the yoga, or not the yoga, I'm in the yoga room. Till after the lava flow. Okay? Till after the lava flow. So those are all organized into chapters now. And after the Unschooling for Parents book is released and all set, then I'll probably start looking at that one. We'll see. And then the next one after that will be on romantic relationships. That's already started too. I think that one's got a little bit less in writing, but I'm sure it'll get filled in if it's meant to be. And I'd love to do one on money too, so I bet that's coming up. Are these from your Facebook post? Yes, it's a compilation of all of that, and then it's compiled into chapters, and it's probably going to be different from what it was. Maybe not substantially different. I don't know. I'll keep you posted. We'll see what happens with that. So, yay. Thank you so much for joining. I love you, and have a beautiful week. Aloha and a hui ho.